3.
Hey yo, what's up? My role here is to give you an analogy. To make it more simple to understand, I will establish a link between these two situations with a story which I'm gonna tell you about. Before that, I will divide the story into two cases. In the first case, imagine you have a well-equipped boat and you have devoted all your soul, your money, and your effort into this boat. And you have a cargo which you have ignored. But this is a more important thing. In your best case, the cargoes are successfully delivered to the harbor because of your well-equipped ship. But there is very little possibilities that the cargoes are of high quality. What if the cargoes is all messed up? It does nothing but brings repercussion. It's all dynamite, and the whole harbor will definitely explode. So why? Why don't you think differently? Why don't you set priority to your cargoes? Why don't you make it your utmost importance? We could guarantee two things. The first thing is that while the cargoes are not successfully delivered to the harbor, but it doesn't cause any change, any negative change, any repercussions. And secondly, if it's successfully delivered to the harbor, it could bring so much benefits. So it's obvious that the second case is more pragmatic and advantageous in the first case. So I would link the story to the one of Adolf Hitler. Adolf Hitler, as you've known, he is a very amazing public speaker. He has amazing linguistic skills under his belt, and that's why he could manage to talk so many naive, gullible people to his detrimental sets of belief. And this leads to the genocide of million Jews, which no one could compensate. And my honorable friends will elucidate more about this one.
As stated by our fourth speaker, advocating this motion actually brings about four effects: the irreversibility, the scale, the minor group, and the long-term effect. Again, take Hitler's example. In order to maintain the superiority of Germany during that time, he eradicated the existence of Jewish people, and this resulted in millions of deaths of Jewish people during that time. This proves heavily the irreversible effect, as no one can revive death of dead people, and this affects Jewish people on a global scale, where millions of Jewish people at that time had to hide in fear. The death and the effects of the World War II or Hitler's eradication still exist until today, as in the timeline of the history of Jewish people, World War II is the dark spot of their legacy. But on the other hand, in our world, we only allowed whether positive improvements or no changes at all. This, we successfully intercept the existence of negative changes, so that in our world, there's no such negative prospects of scale, long-term effect, irreversibility, and minor group people are harmed. In this world, we allow minor people to express themselves more because we value what they actually bring about rather than the formal conveyance, which are flamboyant. And once again, we are Debateophobia, and thank you for listening.